Curbing the spread of coronavirus, meanwhile, as I just mentioned, President Trump is announcing that he will sign an executive order to temporarily halt immigration into the United States. Joining me right now to talk more about that is Senate Appropriations Committee and Budget Committee member, Louisiana Senator John Kennedy. Senator, it's great to see you again. Thanks very much for being here.
Thank you, Mary.
Your reaction to the president now shutting down immigration temporarily?
I was surprised. I support legal immigration. I haven't read the executive order. I need to read it. I don't know whether the president did it for health reasons or economic reasons. My guess is this is one of those issues you can teach it round or flat. If it'll help us health-wise, help us economically, and it's temporary, that's one thing. But as a practical matter, Maria, I'm not sure it matters because I don't think they have been processing visas anyway in Washington, D.C. So this may turn out to be one of those things that sounds like it's going to be impactful, but it is a practical matter. It's really not. I'm really not dodging your question. I found out about this about 5 this morning and haven't seen the executive order, and I want to look at it.
Yeah, no, I think you make a really good point about the visas not being done anyway. I want to ask you about reopening the country, but let me first start about the Senate. Just hours away from voting on phase 3.5 of the coronavirus relief, including funding to restock the Paycheck Protection Program. That $470 billion package would allocate $310 billion for small business. The original allotment of small business funding running out of money in just a matter of days. Senator, what's your take on this? Is this what you are expecting to vote on, and will you vote today?
I hope we'll vote today. I think the delay caused by Speaker Pelosi and Senator Schumer has been wildly irresponsible. We're going to do some extra things in the bill besides supplementing the what I call the Small Business Forgivable Loan Program. But we could have; those aren't emergencies. The PPP program is an emergency. We should have done it last Thursday before it ran out of money. I'm very disappointed. We had a week's delay. There was no reason for it other than political posturing, and now is not the time. It's just not the time.
Well, what are you hearing from your colleagues? I mean, what is Nancy Pelosi saying about this? Because let me tell you, even while you and your colleagues are saying that, she's holding things up, she's going on TV shows all weekend, this weekend, saying it's Donald Trump's fault. You know that.
Yeah. Well, look, I've been around politics my whole life. I understand the mystery and the muscle of politics. But I worry that the speaker sees this as a political opportunity, and she needs to stop thinking about the next election, start thinking about the next generation. I'll give her this. She's consistent. Whatever Trump wants, she's against. And this is no time for that. The PPP program is working. And to let it run out of money for a week to hurt the people, the employees and the small businesses is, let me say it again, it's wildly irresponsible. And this just isn't the time for that. Now, I've been hearing since Sunday.
What evidence? Yeah, go ahead.
I was just saying, I've been hearing since Sunday, we're ready to vote on this thing. And this is par for the course. When we reached a deal, sometimes, not always, but my Democratic friends want to, They want to trade to the last second, and they let the president announce something, and then they start adding stuff. And we just don't have time for this silly nonsense right now.
So is that what it is? I mean, that they just keep adding stuff? What evidence can you share with us that shows that Nancy Pelosi and her colleagues are sitting on this for political reasons? Because I know that in the last 2 weeks when you were first doing the CARES Act, she wanted to put funding for Planned Parenthood in there. And I know that you and your colleagues agreed to send $25 million over to the Kennedy Center for the CARES Act. So she got that in. What else is going on that you can share with us in terms of proving to us that she's not telling the truth, that it's you and your colleagues and the president's fault?
Well, the proof is the past. Look, the speaker, others did too, but the speaker stuck a lot of spending porn in the last bill. You're right. I voted for it. I swallowed and voted for it. But the whole time I did, I felt like I was taking the bullet train to Chumptown, having to vote for this kind of spending porn. But I did it for our people and our small businesses. Now, we were told Sunday by the president and the Treasury Secretary in a conference call that they had a deal, had a deal. And I've seen this movie before. Here we are, Tuesday? I don't know that we're going to have a vote today. In the Senate, it's going to have to be unanimous. And otherwise, we're going to have to come back, which I'm fine doing. But what I worry, I don't want to accuse anybody unfairly, but this is vintage Pelosi. She waits until the last minute and then goes, there's one more thing. And I get it. She has a social agenda. I get it that the preening elites in Washington and New York think they're smarter and more virtuous than the rest of us. But this is no time for that. The American people, they're either dying up from the coronavirus or sick from it, or they're dying from not having a job. You know, there's a time for politics, and there's a time to think.
Yeah,
this isn't it for politics.
Senator, this is embarrassing. It's embarrassing, Senator. You make all the right points. Let me just get your take on reopening the economy real quick before you go. 21 states are set to end the stay-at-home orders in late April, ranging from Florida to Georgia, Illinois, Texas, scheduled to end the stay-at-home orders this month. That accounts for nearly half of the real GDP, 46% of the GDP. Are you worried that we're opening too soon, Senator?
Well, sure. I'm worried. We all are worried. You don't know what this is. We've never been here before. We all know that the most important things in life aren't things, but we got to eat. We got 22 million Americans out of work and climbing, and we're faced with choosing between cancer and a heart attack. We've got to save lives, and we've got to save livelihoods. It's a miserable choice. But this much I do know. We cannot leave this economy shut down or it's going to collapse. The Federal Reserve is holding it together with spit and duct tape. And if the American economy collapses, the world economy collapses. Now, some of the preening elites say, well, Kennedy doesn't care about human life. I think you can care. Yeah, I care about human life. You can die from poverty, too. I care about saving lives and livelihoods. And I think that's the way most Americans feel.
Senator, so eloquently said, as always. It's great to see you, sir. Thank you, sir. We'll be watching today to see if you can get that vote going on the next stimulus. And, of course, it will then go to the House. We'll see you soon, Senator. Thanks for stopping by this morning.